What's up, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with NIO, Tesla, SPY, and the overall markets. I'm also going to break down why next week is going to be very, very crazy as we have lots of catalysts coming out. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link that's down below or use my QR code right here to sign up. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below and deposit $100, you're going to get $20 of free NVIDIA stock. If you deposit $2,000 or more, you're going to get $50 worth of NVIDIA plus a $100 cash reward. Deposits $10,000 or more to get $300 worth of NVIDIA plus $100, or deposits $50,000 or more to get $1,000 of free NVIDIA stock plus $100. You're also going to qualify for an 8.1% APY on uninvested cash, and the offer ends very soon. So please use my link down below to sign up. There's only about 5 days left for this offer before it expires. So when we look at NIO, we have a nice inverse head and shoulders like pattern. We are looking a bit more bullish if we could hold above that $7 area. We're holding up quite nicely. We did see a bit of a shuffle so far, and there is once again a chance that we do try to continue to push. So looking back at the 4 hour, we have this inverse head and shoulders, and we got this nice little bounce. But there are going to be a lot of catalysts coming out that could affect whether or not we see a big break. Jim Cramer is saying that he thinks NIO is going to be going to $10. Then you have to sell it once it gets up there. That's his opinion. And, since he said that, right, we've actually been holding up. We haven't gotten that big sell off that lots of people have been expecting because of that. But if anything, the setup does look a bit more bullish with an inverse head and shoulders. Also, keep in mind that Mizuho is neutral on NIO, and the price price ratio is starting to flatten here, which tells us that we're not really losing or gaining much strength. We're kind of neutral for now. Mondays don't tend to be that strong, but Tuesdays tend to be stronger for NIO. And because CPI was aligned with expectations, the market did bounce a little bit, at least for today. We got a nice bounce. And then heading into next week, I just want to remind you all we have 3 big things coming out. Okay, number one, keep in mind we have FOMC. We have the Fed decision alongside the press conference, which Jerome Powell giving a speech. So be ready for FOMC on Wednesday. And then we're going to see what the Fed does. There's a 97% chance they give us some kind of cut by 25 basis points. Then we have more news coming out. President Trump is going to be meeting up with Xi Jinping on October 30th. That's massive news, so be ready for that. This could cause some high volatility for the markets, so be ready once these two meet up. They're hoping to forge some kind of deal. President Trump said there's going to be a deal on everything coming out, so that's a very, very big piece of news. So next week, we have President Trump meeting up with Xi Jinping to negotiate trade. And then finally, we also have this news right here. We have SoFi and PayPal announcing earnings on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have Meta, Microsoft, and Alphabet all announcing their earnings. And then on Thursday, we have Apple, Amazon, and Coinbase. So big tech earnings between Tuesday and Thursday. So it's going to be a crazy week. Lots of big earnings coming out. So be ready for some high volatility. Now, as far as the market's going, we have an inverse head and shoulders like pattern on NIO. As long as we don't end up losing 6.8, we should consolidate and eventually try to bounce past $7. SPY and the QQQ also broke all-time highs. Now, it would be very healthy if we come down a bit to either fill the gaps below or if we retest the previous all-time high. But overall, we're on a very, very nice uptrend, and we could just continue to rally now because we have been validated the head and shoulders like patterns, and we're still holding up nicely. So now the market is favoring, a bigger uptrend. We'll see if we get another pullback or not, but overall, we're looking very bullish for November and December. Same thing with the QQQ. There is a gap to fill below. We're going to see if we kind of like push and retrace. Keep in mind, we have a gap to fill back down towards like 611, so we could still come down a bit. But we're potentially bouncing, then getting ready for a big squeeze for November and December. On the IW, we broke out of this pennant. There is still a gap below, so we're going to see if we come down to fill that gap. But overall, it could just be another buying opportunity as we continue to run. Now, do mind, there is this other gap down here at 237, but as of right now, we have not lost 240. To start filling it. There's no confirmation for breakdown. We'll see if we dip a bit before trying to bounce if we look more bullish. ES has broken the all-time high and invalidated the head and shoulders setup. Might retest the previous all-time high or even like around 6,800 to 6,780, but then we could continue to rally as time goes on because every dip is getting bought back up. NQ could also retest 25,400 before it tries to bounce, so it still looks more bullish. And Tesla came down a bit. We're in a consolidation right now. We have not lost this like 418 area to be more bearish. We also have not broken 450 to be more bullish. We're in the middle for now. Could be dipping to like the lower 425 area or so before it tries to bounce again, but we're just trading sideways. On Nvidia, we look more bullish. We're favoring 188 plus, which is bullish for tech. Apple's favoring 265. And then a few more. We have like Coinbase, which is looking more bullish, favoring 360 as we got a breakout. Nice looking bounce so far. Amazon has an inverse head and shoulders. We do have earnings coming out, so we're going to see if this continues to uptrend for 227. Meta also has earnings. Could this continue to push for 750? We'll see about that. Google is also looking quite strong, and so is Microsoft. They're all favoring upside for 528, and Google could be going for essentially 262.5 and 265. The VIX is falling. There's no sign of a bounce yet. There is a falling wedge, so we're going to see if this leads to some kind of bounce or not. But as of right now, the market is more bullish. We might come down just a little bit to fill the gaps. That could take us down by like 6 or 7 points. But even if we get another 10-point retracement, that could just be another big buying opportunity as we're getting ready for a big squeeze for November and December. The market has invalidated the head and shoulders setups, and now we're looking a lot more bullish. We're going to see what happens for the week, though, with FOMC coming out, with big tech earnings, and also with President Trump's meeting with Xi Jinping. Those are going to be some big catalysts, but for now, the stock market technicals do look more bullish, so I would recommend just following the charts. Anyways, that's it for this one. Thank you all so much for listening. That's your quick update. And just know that NIO has an inverse head and shoulders favoring upside. I'll be back on Sunday or Monday to give you guys another update. Until then, I wish you all nothing but the best and peace out.